Well, basically, this is what I call the VIP triangle, but most servers will take that to mean that you're making somebody a VIP, which means that somebody is going to be demanding or feel entitled. That's exactly the opposite of what this is. This is building your VIP. You're getting somebody to this spot means that this is the easiest person on the planet to ever deal with, and you want your station filled with those people. Because once you get them to this spot, you can take an order from across the room. Do you want another? Is so easy, and they feel like they're getting priority personal treatment where you're actually cutting corners. They're feeling like they're getting what no one else is, because from across the room you're communicating that you have a relationship with this guy or this girl, right? So most people think of VIPs like, oh, I got the VIP table and now I'm going to snap my fingers. So most people in the service industry will see this and go, whoa, I don't want any VIPs. I'm sick of having VIPs in my station. They feel, no, this is exactly the opposite. What we're trying to do is build every person that walks into your station is going to be a possible VIP for you eventually. So you'll determine that right away. And the only way to do that is by not doing what the industry standards will tell us to do, which is stay in your station, hands behind your back, smiling, right? You're probably not all in the restaurant business, but this is, there are standards that are considered hospitable. This is considered hospitality. Is that hospitable to you? Like if you're running a hospital and you're trying to make sure that everyone's getting all the things that they need, and somebody walks in, is it hospitable to stand back against the wall, make them come to you and try to figure out what it is they need? Of course not. So what we're kind of more and more stiff and, yes sir, no sir, or absolutely, absolutely. That's hospitality now. But because it's really competitive, more and more restaurants are opening up. It's getting really competitive, and owners and managers and chefs are expecting more and more and more. But I think, this is my personal opinion in writing this, that they're going in a direction that is turning into not hospitable. I was on the phone the other day. There was an incident with my phone, and thought it was gone. Okay, that's a really long story, but it's not. And so in trying to cancel the fact that I was canceling it, the woman helping me turned out to be absolutely unhelping me, because every time I was trying to get an answer, she was like, Miss Holmesy, that's absolutely my pleasure. Okay, if you say that 15 more times, you've just wasted a half an hour. That's absolutely my pleasure to do that for you. Oh my God, just do it. And she said it like 30 times, and I'm like, no, okay, first of all, no, it's not your absolute pleasure. I mean, being on a beach with an umbrella drink, that's your absolute pleasure. Helping some nameless, faceless person. So kind of after a while, you start to feel like, okay, you're just lying, and you're not, so you're wasting my time in these tiny chunks, and you're lying, so what else are you? It just, when you scream, absolutely, absolutely, can I get another lemon? Absolutely! What? That just sounds crazy to me now. And I think you're going to start to hear the same thing when you go out and you start hearing hospitality. It's turning into the exact opposite, because there's so much focus and so much competition. So all I'm trying to do is rein it back into what is really assistance, right? So if you're coming into a restaurant and the norm is to walk in and be assisted by a hostess who's going to say, hi. Brilliant. Brilliant. Oh my God. Write that down. Hi, how are you? Right? And this is great. I mean, this is what's expected. If you wanted to be more hospitable and open up relationships and get people from here to here, you gotta come to the plate with more than hi. It doesn't mean, hey, I'm Leanne, let's go have dinner later on. But it does mean that you have to think a little more outside the box if you want to make more money. If you want the same amount of money in a really more and more competitive environment, then keep doing what you're doing. All I'm offering is a different scenario that can equal a lot more money. So what we're going to do All right, now Stephanie, I tried to buy some time. Well, what I'm going to do is just walk through the bottom, and it doesn't matter, once you have this tool in your hand, it doesn't matter which one you choose. You can choose any one, or more than one, that's comfortable for you that day, or that week, and just focus on it. I tried focusing on like 2 or 3 in 1 week, and it's like, oh my God, there's just so many ways to build relationships and getting money for doing like things that are just not expected. A coat check person, for instance, will hand you the coat. Okay, nothing, here's your dollar. I'm thinking, well, what could be better than that? Oh, knowing what the code is before they get there. So they're walking this way, I go into the coat check room, grab their coat, and now when they go to reach for it, I'm holding it with the shoulders, so they don't even have an option. I'm like, they're confused, but then they're, oh, okay. When a husband does that for a wife, it's such a nice, caring gesture, and it speaks volumes to who that kind of man is. It says he's got class, he's got character. When I started doing that, it said the same thing about where I work. It said, and then when they reach for that dollar, they're like, ooh, that seems, here's a 5. Okay, I just more than tripled my money. Doing the one extra thing. I was going to hand it to him anyway, but now I'm holding it like this instead of like that. Huge, huge difference. And nothing, really. And the way that I got that coat, I didn't just say hi when they walked in. So assisting in a way that, I mean, you can watch every single day what ordinary employees are doing in every industry, not just the restaurant business. And then you can take it to another level, And part of that is just watching and saying, what would I do? What would I want? All this is my little VIP triangle, which for restaurant employees, it's a way to get people walking in the door from anonymous people that you'll never see again and get the average tip from, to this place where you know that you're going to see them again and they tip way above average because they know Stephanie and you know them as Barbara, the mother of Teresa and I don't know, Debbie, and that she's in advertising and that she lives right down the block kind of thing. That and people that you're getting into a basic relationship with at the very beginning, and they not your favorite, or they're not getting what you're serving. It's easy enough to just go back to doing exactly what you do, which is to bring the food, bring the beverages, and go on with your life, and done exactly what was expected. It's just these blocks down here give you the opportunity to build a relationship to a VIP up here, which if in your station you have almost all VIPs, they are the easiest people on the planet to deal with because they're your VIPs. They don't walk in as, I'm a VIP, treat me better. They're your VIPs that make your life easier and tip higher. So they make you more money. The more people that get to here, the better quality your shift is, the more money you actually make. So we're just going to go through real quick how to open those doors. So let's start with the first box, and you don't have to go in order. I was saying before that you can pick any one or more than one and then focus on that for the week, and just you'll see in a couple of days that your income is going to change. And I mean, no one else is offering that on any level, in a book, in a seminar. They're saying, here's how to work harder, here's how to upsell, here's how to put bigger ice cubes in the glass and serve less. And this is your answer to servers who are being paid $2 and something cents an hour. That's horrifying to me, Put real money, real opportunity in their pockets. That's my theory. So I'm going to start. I was like, please, God, how many times have you said? I'm gonna start. Okay, so my first one was grab it. When you see somebody reaching for the door, and this is very, very loosely, please interpret it very loosely. It doesn't mean regimentally, like run after people or always say thank you or always do this. Or if you end up in a restaurant or any kind of business that basically says you must speak this way, then please, you have to tweak things. So when you see somebody walking in, it's raining out, or it's winter, or they've got bags, it's the holidays, they're walking in, maybe they're a little, it's not easy reaching for a door. So opening the door, grabbing the door, pushing that open, or pulling that open and helping them in, not standing against the door, the wall with your hands against your back in your station, hoping that you're going to get this customer. You've just stacked the deck that you are going to get that customer. Because as they're walking in and you're saying, oh my God, it's cold out there, huh? And they're saying, yeah, is there a reservation I can check you in under with Denitza? Okay. Wow. Yeah, it's Mr. Smith. Okay, Mr. Smith, this is Denitza. He's checking Mr. Smith in. Can I take your coat for you and make you comfortable? Sure. Here you go. All right, I'm going to take Mr. Smith's coat. Do you know where he's sitting? I hope it's with me. I'll bring the coat check ticket back, but if you tell me the table, then I can bring it right there. And then just walk away. So you've got his coat. You're already making money before any of your coworkers are even thinking about. So now you've got a coat check. You're already making money while your coworkers think you're nuts. Okay, that's okay. Don't tell them anything, right? So you're helping him with his coat. Now when you walk away and he says, yeah, Mr. Smith, table for two, Denise is probably going to feel guilty enough to want to sit him in your station. Here he's got the coat. I've asked him for this customer. Denise is probably going to sit him in that station, which is mine. So I'm already making money. First person in, right? Just because I opened the door. So that's the difference right from the get-go, block one. The next one is get your name in it, which is, for me, pretty much anything anybody asks. Would you like a lemon? You're in Leanne's station. Of course you get a lemon. I'll bring you a whole tree. It's getting your name in it. Make sure that these people, whoever they are, remember who you are. We haven't figured out whether they're going to be a VIP yet. We're not sure whether there's somebody that you want to give extraordinary and get them to the point where they have a text number to get in touch with you. You're not sure yet. You're just making sure that if they do need something, or they are going to post something, or they're going to share a picture, that they know who it was that assisted you. Okay, so thank you is the next block. Instead of saying you're welcome, or in a lot of restaurants now, you're not allowed to say you're welcome. It is absolutely or absolutely my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure, Miss Holmesy. Thank you so much for calling me. What? Just get me the lemon. So my principle is thank you. So instead of saying you're welcome, when somebody says thank you, thank them back. Okay, because it starts to remind them that you're actually doing something for them. You're not at Cafe Red all day bringing lemons, whether Sean is here or not, because it's absolutely my pleasure to bring lemons all day. You are actually doing something for Sean, and you should know it, and you should feel like somebody did something for you, because you're here to be served. So saying thank you, when you say thank you, I'm saying thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me serve you. That's a big difference from you're welcome. You're welcome dismisses the fact that I just went all the way to the east side, fought with the chef because he didn't cut lemons, and brought back a lemon. And then when I say you're welcome, you're like, oh, of course I am. I'm a customer. Or absolutely, it's my pleasure to go get lemons. No, it's not. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nice. So after a meal, and you've said, you've heard thank you like 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10, 12 times, that's going to start to register. No, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It does add up. Psychologically, when they go to put the number in the tip line, it changes that amount. Hopefully by thousands of zeros. Wow. That's a lot of things. Okay. The next one is alert the neighbors. How many of you are going to work every single day and zip, going right in, and you are surrounded by people who could be sending you customers? Hopefully not you in the hospital. I don't need any more, thank you. Send that dead guy I heard you talk to. But in any other industry, we survive on customers, people who are reaching in their pocket, whether it's restaurant, whether it's buying a TV, anything. You're relying on people who know where you are. So if you swing by and you're going to get your coffee at the same place every day anyway. Do you know who's serving you your coffee? Probably not. But if you say something to the effect of, thank you so much. You guys are so nice to me every single day. I want to return the favor. Here's my business card. And you have your restaurant business card. and you hand it to them and you say, I work right around the corner. I'm Leanne, by the way. What's your name? Handshake. Now you know his name. Say it's Dave. Dave's giving you coffee. You're now putting your business card on the table. He knows who you are. You got your name in it, right? He said thank you. You said thank you. And then you're giving him the business card, and you're saying, thank you so much. You guys do such a nice thing for me every day. I want to return the favor, right? What does that mean? He doesn't know. Anytime you want to send anybody to the restaurant, please have them ask for Leanne, because I will treat them right. I will super VIP them. That you've said absolutely nothing. You've said nothing about sending them a filet mignon and a lobster for free. You've said nothing about guaranteeing them anything. You've said basically that you're going to treat them VIP special if they send them. So you go around for everyone that you buy a cup of coffee from, who now knows who Sean is, who Stephanie is, who Leanne is, and anybody who walks into their business and says, do you know where I can get a good salad? Haha. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, because it might actually benefit me for sending them. I can recommend a bunch of different places. I don't know one person in those places. Not one. And this is when, this girl really said that I did a nice thing for her, so it's probably going to be solid, that these people are going to be taken care of. I want to do, everyone wants to do something nice for somebody else. So they're going to be recommending you because they think that you're going to be treating them right. The next time you stop in, you want to make sure that you say, or I do it the same day, I take the card back. So now you've given them something, you start to take it back, you go, let me make sure I have my name on it. And you write your name and say, by the way, the only time that I can really do this is whatever the time is. If you arrive at 5 o'clock and you don't start getting busy until 7, who's the genius not standing around because you've got 5 store owners sending people to you at 5 o'clock while your coworkers are still standing against the wall with their hands against their side, thinking that they're being hospitable? No, actually you are. You've been hospitable to 5 different store owners who now know your name and are recommending your station. Not just the restaurant, they are recommending your station. Huge! You just went viral in your own neighborhood. Personally viral. So you want to make sure that on that business card is your name and then the time that you want people to be there. So not during your business time, not between 7 and 9. So between 5 and 6, I will totally hook up anyone you send in. Make sure that they ask for me and use your name. Wow, I can use my name? Dave, yeah, go, you want a salad? Are you kidding me? I know where to get a great salad. Tell them Dave sent you. Who doesn't want to say that? That's brilliant. We never get an opportunity, but you guys all have that opportunity every single day. Every store that you go to anytime, how many people have business cards on them right now? Nice. Nice, Linda. All right, we're going to get a picture with Linda and her business cards for the business class. So I have 5 I very rarely even give out business cards when I'm at work because you're already here. If people ask, yeah, but on the way in, that's when I want everybody to know where I work. There's a gentleman that runs the Metro North station here, and when I leave work, and I've made sure that he has my business card because one day I was hanging out and waiting, and it just was a little late for me, so I wanted to make sure that everyone saw that I was talking to the employee with the shield and possibly the gun. And so the only way I knew how to open up that conversation was to slip in my card and say, hey, I'm just around the corner. You should stop in sometime. I know he's never going to. I know he's not. But he looked at the card and goes, Leanne, I love that name. Or my sister's name is Leanne. We got talking for like a half an hour about where he's from, his sister, blah, blah, blah. But I never would have been able to do that unless you say something out of the ordinary, unless you have a business card. So always have a business card. And now, just by the way, there's a lot of time that I don't pay. Now, when I leave here and I run to the train and I'm running, he's buzzing me in as I'm taking my card out, my Metro card out. That's all from giving somebody a business card. It's so powerful. You should be doing it 5, 10 times a day, not, here, please, give me your business. No. You hand it out and you say, you are so nice. You are always so nice. Let me do something for you. One of my colleagues is Josie Marr, so I call him Josie. So if you know that it's a special occasion, what a great opportunity to meet my boss, the owner of Brandy Library, the owner of Marseille. And what Denitza is familiar with is that I used to bring the chef out as well. If it was a really special occasion, I had Peter, like, he was mortified the first couple of times I did it, but we worked right in Midtown, and a couple of times the New York press was there, and I happened to know that they were a New York press because they made a point of it. When you make a point of telling me who you are, there's a reason. It's not because, you know, you have nothing else to do all day. You just gave me valuable information, and I'm using it. I'm using it for my good. Unfortunately, for everybody else I work with, it also benefits the person who gave it to me. So they're only going to want to come back to me. Not many people process that. So when they tell me that they're with the New York Times, and I run into, and she's raving about, I think it was sweetbreads. Yes, we had it on the menu for like a 14-second period, but she was just raving. It's so hard to get in the city. Do I want a face with the plate that you're raving about? Absolutely, you're going to forget me in a half an hour. I could scream Lemon Tree, Leanne Station all day long, but I'm actually the manager, so you don't care. And I'm just trying to make your experience so unbelievable that you can't compare it to anything, and you don't think about any other place but here when you're thinking about any kind of food. So I run in and I grab Peter and I said, it's really important that you come out. I need to introduce you to this writer. I don't even know. She must have been culinary or I wouldn't have cared. But he was like, this is ridiculous. Chefs don't come out. I'm not a celebrity chef. You are to everybody else around her. Everyone else around her is going to want to know who she is, and that's going to make her a celebrity. That's huge. So you just made her a celebrity in your restaurant. He walked out, and from that day forward, he always had a clean coat.
No one you call me chef until 10 minutes.
Can you see your guests being wowed by a chef coming out?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's what I was saying. We'll get there. It's just hard to get there. Like, you should have a chef come out. You'd be like, what? Okay. So while you're stopping and getting your coffee from Dave and making sure that he has your business card or knows where you work or what school you go to, why that is, I don't know. But whatever you're doing, people should know that, you know, you're in business, this is what your career goal is. Stop by a deli where you're getting your coffee and pick up one of these. Because in just talking about the chef and having the chef come out, it just jarred my memory that in one of my first restaurant jobs at Doc's, I was managing and I bought one of these because I just couldn't remember people's names. And it was on the Upper West Side, and it was really aggressive. We only had 30 tables, and we had a line out the door. It was the only place that you could get fresh seafood above 59th Street and below 96. So imagine that, surrounded by Upper West Siders who are not the most pleasant people in the first place. I'm not a big fan. I live on the Upper West Side, and it's like, oh my God, the sense of entitlement is amazing. Amazing. So they're standing, 6 deep at the bar, line out the door in the snow. And you have to get good at remembering names because more information is power. Are you guys all done here, Barbara? What? I'm telling you, you're done. And I've used your name. So if you want a table again, you better wrap this up. If I've opened up your checkbook 3 times and there's no credit card, and I look at you like you're, what? Okay. First time, oh, I'm sorry. I walk away. The next time I walk by and there's no credit card in here, now you get my eyeball. Like, okay, there's no cappuccino left in your cup. I'm going to walk away, but next time, was everything okay, Barbara? Okay, it's time for us to go. Yeah, we're done here, right? Yeah, you are. But the only way I knew who Barbara was, and Linda's like, why do you keep calling me Barbara? Stop looking at me. The only way that I knew was by keeping names. Now, this is my Brandy Library book that I just started recently. And I have things in here like December 14th. B, meaning the person sat at the bar in a square, because I need their name fast. I square their name off because usually I can come up with the information if I know what day it was that they were here. Was it raining? Because Like if I write down different things on the day that will jar my memory for things that happened on that day. But then I'll go ahead and write exactly what they looked like, politically correct, because you don't want somebody else reading your book and then sharing information. Like, and the reason why I bring this up is because I used to find the chef going through my composition book like this. I was so flattered. He was like, "Who was the girl that was in here last Thursday with the purple dress on? Because I think she's on table 7." And I would go back and I'd be like, "No, it wasn't last Thursday she was in. It was raining that day because she's usually got straight hair and it was really curly." So I went back and I found Rain in the corner and I pulled that and she had sat on table 10. And it's Barbara. He was like, "Thank you." And he goes running over. He goes, "Barbara, how are you?" The girl could not bring enough people in after I brought him to her table. First time she had ever been there, but she raved about whatever it was. I think it was the puttanesca, just because I like saying puttanesca. and because she knew now who I was, I gave her a card and brought out the chef and made her feel like the celebrity of Docs on Broadway, the hardest place to get into on a Friday, Saturday night. She kept coming back, and he wanted to make sure that he could walk up to her by name and make sure that that continued. Because the more she came in, the more he can bank on the fact that he has a solid job and a solid raise every single year. So the next time you're looking for coffee in a place that sells books, also pick up a composition book and start jotting down people's names, because it's hard. It's hard to remember people's names. And you'll find your fellow employees at your restaurant, Josie, pulling that book and coming up with and what they do. Eventually you'll become associated with them enough to know what they do. So here's one. Table 9 on Thursday, August 30th, Dave and Beth. It was date night. And this is all information that they told me because I said, "You look all gussied up. Is it a special occasion?" I got date night out of that. It's date night. Dave is he's a real estate developer. They have 3 kids. They lived in Madison, Connecticut at some point, in Harrison, New York. They grew up in Harrison, New York. They summer in Newport, Mystic, and they've been to Bristol. These are all like just things that I jot down because they're talking. I go back and I write this stuff down. So when they come in the next time, and they came in like 3 weeks later, and I was like, "Oh, is it date night again?" And they couldn't believe, because I couldn't remember their name right away. I just remembered their face. I was like, "Oh, is it date night again?" They're like, "Oh my God, thank you for remembering that." And I did remember where they sat because I wrote it down. I wouldn't not, your mind really, really needs that. So the 2 things that I remember was date night and where they sat, and I was like, "I have your table available. It happens to be this one. This is table 9, boys and girls." So in here it says table 9. So I ran back after I sat them. They start looking through the menu. Then I get their name. And I can't go back because I'm like, I already didn't tell them that I knew their name. I know. I'll bring in Sean. You can't see him. He's at the computer right now. That's my colleague. And I said, "Sean, would you do me a huge favor? I need to just introduce you to Dave and Beth so that they know that I know their name." So we walked back over, and I said, "Just because you've been here twice, that I know of, I wanted to make sure that if I'm not at the front door, that you always get a table right away. So I want to introduce you to my colleague, Sean." Dave, Beth, they're like, "Really?" And Sean doesn't know that there's all this build-up and that I'm carrying around all this, like, "Oh my God." But to see their faces, to know that I have a solid, regular customer working my way to a VIP. If I'm a tipped employee, I just pulled the lever and a bunch of coins just came out. That's somebody I never have to worry about ever again. I will always remember their name, trust me. How are we feeling? So far, so good? Now, Edgar, do you feel like your servers could get there where they're not only the customer is calling them and requesting them by name, but can you get your servers to the point where they each have their book? Because this book doesn't just deal with the restaurant business. This book will actually equal a bunch of people that can follow them in any business that they want to be in. So say some of your servers are actually actors. Maybe they're writing a stupid book that will never come out. Oh, no, that's my life. But you want people to know what you're doing in case that book does come out. Here's a bunch of people who could buy it, who might be interested in what Leanne Holmesy had to write down because they know me. I'm not just another person with a bestseller that you're hoping to get something out of. Now it's like a totally different read. You know me because you've been in here. So this is a book of potential customers or potential seats in the theater that you're going to be in. That's a huge book right there. It looks innocent, but it's really not.
That's really good. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, you're going. You know, I mean, a lot of these are kind of self-explanatory, so I want to go fast. Know your history wherever you end up working. You know, if you don't have an opportunity to say you look like you're celebrating something, or you're dressed up, or you know, is this a special night? Is this a special occasion? Often you're going to get that information from your hostess anyway, because a lot of people will say, I'm coming in at 8 o'clock, it's my birthday. Oh, darn it! I wish it wasn't at 8 o'clock because I know a server who videotapes the birthday surprise, but he only does it when it's not busy. Doesn't matter whether that reservation gets booked or not. That's information that just got out there about you that you made sure that everybody at the front desk knows. Your hostess is your best friend. That's also your colleague and coworker. So if you want to make sure that you're constantly being seated with celebratory guests that are, you know, who's better to wait on is somebody celebrating something. You know, they're already in a great mood, they're already celebrating something. So if you put that little nugget in her ear and say, you know what, I just took this goofy seminar, and I learned that if I have my flip camera and just do a real quick video, I can put together a really, really nice, you know, birthday gift. And I'd like to do that for everyone in my station that's here, you know, between 5 and 7. So if anybody calls and says that, you know, that they're celebrating a birthday, go ahead and share that, because what I heard at the seminar is that people actually tip more. And if they totally hook me up, I'm totally going to hook you up. Then walk away. Walk away, because every hostess is like, that's good information, because I'm going to sit this person anyway. Why not sit them in a station where I might get a 5? Money is power, you know, and there's so many opportunities in every part of your restaurant that, you know, you could be taken advantage of. That's one of my big things is it's not what you're doing or what you're saying, it's where you're standing. So if you are in your station, like you're told, and you've got your hands, I am ready. Look how hospitable I am. That's amazing. And as a customer, I would have to walk up to you and say, could you pull my chair out for me? No, I'm not going to do that. That's awkward. Could you seat me? Could you take my bag? Could you take my coat? No, that's awkward. No, I'll just let the hostess seat me. If I had taken my hands back out, walked over to the front door, or done a lap past the host desk every once in a while, just swung by the door. Oh, here's somebody reaching for the door. Here, let me get that for you. Totally different. Same exact shift, but now I'm making money. I'm getting names. I'm introducing to the hostess. I'm taking coats. I'm saying to the hostess, I hope it's in my station. I hope Mr. John Smith is in my station. You know, John Smith is like, there's only one person in here who knows who I am. I want to sit in that station, you know? Now it's all about where you just stood. It's not what you're doing. It's not being the most enthusiastic lemon tree owner ever. It's just swinging by, being pivotally in the right place at the right time. And you can do that. Nobody else can do that for you. So, and I was starting with know your history, because sometimes if the special occasion conversation flatlines, eavesdropping on people, or saying, hey, you know, why did you choose this restaurant? Or why, you know, how did you find us? Or whatever. Often will lead to information, like why they chose this restaurant, or why this neighborhood, whatever. If you know your history, like I happen to know just from asking the owner, this used to be a dairy building. This entire building was floor to ceiling, milk, ice cream, everything dairy, and everything was brought in here and was shipped out. It was like the hub of what, like wherever anything, any ice cream, anything was going anywhere in the tri-state area. So actually somebody came in here once and he was like, I used to work here. And I don't remember the dates now, but it was from about 100-something years ago. So there's a lot of history, and that's, that's not even interesting stuff. The firehouse right on the corner is where they filmed Ghostbusters. The apartment across the way is where John F. Kennedy Jr. and Caroline had a loft. It's the second floor up. Like, there's a lot of history right around you. Now you're like, hey, I know something about Tribeca. On 25 North Moore, that's where John F. Kennedy Jr. lived. I know where Ghostbusters. Hey, I'm going to the city. Oh, you know what? If you're going to be downtown, you should swing by because there's constantly people doing tours and taking pictures right outside. Being like a source of information. And all I did was Google the neighborhood. All of that information is right there for you. And just when you listen to your customers, talking, you're eavesdropping, or you ask them, well, why this neighborhood? When you find out, you can add to that conversation, and that just opens up more doors. Oh, you know what else? You know what else was filmed in New York or whatever? Add on to it. You're now the source of information where, you're not a server anymore. You're working more and more towards where they are your VIP. They're not somebody who expects special treatment. They're just somebody who knows you very, very well. And tips like it. It's all in the name. I don't want to be redundant. I know you guys did this seminar. Let me just take the picture and go. That video is huge when it comes to social media. It's huge that you want to edit and say, happy birthday, Josie, from Leanne and Denitza, because when you go, oh my God, this was so cute, and you upload it to your Facebook page, every one of your friends is going to see my name. Happy birthday from Leanne and Denitza, and they're going to think you have a special relationship with Leanne and Denitza at Marseille, and I want that too. I want a video like that too, or I want my video or my birthday to be special too. And you just sent that. You sent that out. I didn't say come to Marseille, I'll videotape you. It's awesome. You sent it out and people listened because it's important to you and it's special. It's powerful. Social media is powerful. You can even do it with photos. When somebody says, "Can you take a picture of me?" Absolutely, but I do it conditionally. Actually, let's do that right now. Who's got a phone?
Everybody again? I think we're over.
Oh, I guess you have to put it on.
I don't mind.
All right, I'm gonna.
Up to you.
Okay, I absolutely do this conditionally. All right, somebody just asked me to take a picture, and I said absolutely, but I do it conditionally. And you're like, okay, but now you have my camera, so I can't say no. Okay, my condition is this: the first way is your way, right? Aww. Okay, maybe that's the second way too. And the second way, because I'm providing a service right now, the second is my way, okay? Now you all have to act like angry rock stars, and this is your rock cover album, and I want you all no, Stephanie, I just mean point back at me at the camera, like you're angry rock stars. Yeah, very nice, yeah, angry. Something different from, I don't know why I'm getting a glare, but if you want to see if that. Now that's just my little different take on, and you can't believe how funny grandparents love. They're the ones that get more into it than anyone. So just do something different and say absolutely. I do things conditionally. First way is your way, second way is my way. And whichever one is better, oh no, how do I say it? Okay, I'll try it again. I say the first one is my way, the second one is your way, and whichever one comes up, whichever one doesn't work, don't mention Leanne as your photographer, right? If you're saying...
Don't mention Leanne's picture.
Right. But what you've just done is put your name back into now this, and the good one, they're going to be like, hey, this is good. I'm going to write her name. And Leanne took this picture because I said, don't put my name on the bad one. Now, most people are like so acclimated to, mention my name, mention them. Your customers are going to actually hear you because you said, don't mention my name if it comes out bad, right? So this is a good way to retract, get your name in it, but you're telling them to, I'm not responsible. All right, so here we go again. This is conditionally, sure, I'll take your picture. The first one's your way. Huh. Boring. And the second one is my way. Angry Rockstar, cover album. Do it like you mean it. Oh my God, that's angry. Oh, it doesn't take it. Okay. I don't know if that one came out either. So this is all social media material. This is power. You're holding so much power in your hand that you basically control now. You just have to know how to do it. First way is your way. And not my way. Angry rock stars. Okay, just because I don't point, you don't point? What's up with that? Oh my God. Wait, Josie, I didn't even have you in that one. Keep pointing. Josie, MIA. Oh my God, I suck at this. All right. Okay, can't you guys share these things? I thought I did the same one.
Yeah.
Now you have to share each other's emails. Okay. How are we on time? Near 4 o'clock? 15? Okay. All right, so that was social media, and that's just Facebook that we're talking about. So there's so many other ones. You're talking about Instagram, you're talking about Pinterest, all that. And if you're videotaping, not only can you get your customer's email address, they're going to want to share that with you. But even if you don't, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can also say, does the reservationist have your number? I can text you the link. And that keeps it very informal, and they know that it's, you're not looking to sell them anything. But what I do, what I used to do with Marseille, though, anytime I got an email link from doing a video, was I would say, by the way, sometimes I do private tasting tables for my VIPs. Would you like me to keep you in contact for that? And some people are like, no, I'm so tired of sharing. My information is so sacred, But when you say something like, I sometimes do very private, personal tasting tables, then they don't know what that means, but they're probably sure that they want in. And all that means is taking your menu, right? If you're not busy, say, at 5 o'clock, right? Your dinner hours starts at 6:30, goes to about 8:30. So at 5 o'clock, you're like, what can I do to have people come in here? All you have to do is get 1 or 2 servers who have the foresight to look at the menu and say, why don't we just do a tasting? Like, I'm going to put together, do you have a sommelier too? No? A pretty extensive wine list or no?
Yes,
Okay, who discusses the wines at the tables, or does anyone? The servers?
usually the host, getting involved in that this year too.
Okay.
The bar, like one at the bar.
Okay. It's not hard to learn about your particular wine list, so I would recommend doing that, because once you learn more about your wine list and talk with your chef about what pairs well, it's real easy to take a plate. Say your dish is a ravioli, a pumpkin ravioli, and you're going to pair it with each dish with something, and say I've paired the pumpkin ravioli with something a little more citrusy. I'm going to say Sauvignon Blanc instead of a Chardonnay, because that's pretty creamy. Maybe you've got a cream sauce on it. And that's just one example. Say you've got that dish, and it ordinarily serves one person. But if you're going to do a tasting, you can say, I'm going to do the anti-Valentine's Day singles Hartsdale tasting table. Only 10 people are allowed. at your server Marco's table, right? He's doing this. You can put together the whole menu. He can promote it online, and you can fill those seats. They can either prepay, or you can fill those seats. Like, it's a little more expensive if they pay in person because you don't know how many people are going to show up, so make them pay more. You can fill your entire dining room. Every single server can have a different kind of station or a different kind of night, but you can do a tasting table where you pair each thing with each dish. Now, as a server, I'm getting confused because I'm talking to you as more of a manager. It's harder for you to understand what this would be like. So if you were just one server and decided to do this and started to promote it, as a server, if that's your table at 5 o'clock, that's a no-brainer table, because not only is the menu already out there online, they already know what they're going to be tasting, but you can already put the components like what you're tasting. Now I've got you on board as somebody who's talking about the wine. Now I'm at a different table making more money while I've already sold every single seat. I already put the gratuity on because I've included that in. I've promoted this restaurant online through my tasting, and I'm blowing this thing up through social media. I'm using the internet, and I'm making more money while my coworkers are standing around doing nothing. So you can easily put together any restaurant. Chili's, McDonald's can do a tasting table. You take that one dish, you could easily separate it into 6, 7, 8 different portions. What's the cost for that? If you charge people $30, $50, $80 per person, you can cost it out so that each person ends up leaving you a $10 tip. That's a lot of money to start off with at 5 o'clock in the afternoon with a table for 10, before you start making money, before your dinner rush comes in. Plus, you're promoting the restaurant. That's huge. Talk about your new members. Okay, that's social media, and then getting up to right under number 1. Special orders don't upset us. Oh, that's just more information. If somebody says, can I get that on the side, I'll ask. That's kind of a normal thing, but where people are asking for the side. But if you need an order split, if you need sweetbreads in the middle of October, I don't even know when sweetbreads come out, but if you ask for anything that's a little off the charts, always say something to the effect of absolutely, but wait, what did I write? Different kind of special order. Well, the vein of thought that I was thinking was if it's special, always let them know that it's easy at 5 o'clock. Now, not so, I'll ask, it might be hard, blah, 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 but let them know. Just send out more and more information. That earlier you get here, the better off you are. You love that table? Oh my God, I can guarantee it at 5 o'clock. Oh my God, do you want sweetbreads? I guarantee it at 5 o'clock. After that, not so much. But this one right below the V.I.P was special orders, meaning when somebody asks you for something, it's not them asking you. It's you now getting them to the VIP level. You already know that their name is Barbara, when their birthday is, that they love sweetbreads, they met the chef. Now you want to make sure that they can contact you, or that nothing is out of the realm of possibilities for them. Make sure that other people hear that too. You're such a great customer, and I'm so glad I keep forgetting to tell you this, but I will totally set everything up for you. I know that sometimes you come in here and it's business, and it's hard because you guys have to wait for your colleague to look at the menu and whatever. If you want, I'll set everything up. You just come in and tell me basically the price range. You want to keep it under $200, whether it's meat or fish, and I will take care of everything. I'll send everything out family style, so you don't have to think. Huh? Not one customer is going to say, oh, that's a good idea, let me start with that now. But they will leave that restaurant going, shit, I'm a VIP and I can have anything already taken care of? That's like having a butler. That's like walking in, all right, now I walk into this place, they already walk up to me, take my coat, say, hi, John, how are you? Are you sitting in my station tonight? Of course you are. I'm carrying your coat away, you're being escorted, or maybe I'm pulling your chair out. I know that you're John, and now I'm telling you that I can take everything out of your hands. Your guests won't even see a menu. Wow. That's not what anybody else in this restaurant or in this town is getting. Just tell me what you want. Just give me a price range, and I'll talk to the chef and make sure that we come out with like, a couple of appetizers for you, a couple of entrees, and we'll take care of everything. As a matter of fact, if you want, I can make sure that there's an appetizer and your drink on the table before you get here, and then walk away. What? I know that my waiter knows what I'm drinking, but to have my drink on the table when I get here, that's a picture I've never had in my head before. But now I do. Information is so key. So now when you come back and, you know what, John, if I keep forgetting to tell you, you can text me anytime. I don't do this for everybody, but you're my VIP. I have a Google text number that you can contact me, so it's not my personal number or anything, but if you need to get your appetizers or you need your drink on the table, or you need a table last minute, just text me and I'll make sure, even if it's last minute, I'll try to make sure that the hostess accommodates, just so that this person knows that everything about him is VIP, and now he can contact you for anything. Is it my anniversary? Do I want flowers on the table before I get there, not just my drink and appetizers? Yes, I'll make that happen. Anything, anything. So that's basically it. This translates to any business. You want to make sure that everybody ends up a VIP, that you want a VIP, and that, go ahead.
So what is the Google number?
Google is, you want to go to Google and then type in the word Google Voice. And in your Gmail account, it's totally free, and it gives you a V.I.P number, which is V.O.I.P, Voice over Internet. Yeah. And then it'll give you a specific number, and so you can use this number now for sharing, and not sharing. You're not sharing your private number, but now every customer that you want to contact you feels like they can text their server ahead of time. I mean, no restaurant offers that. So if you can get your servers in the mindset that that's going to translate into more money, easier shifts, they're going to be happy to have the voice over IP number to share. But you don't just hand it out to everybody. You get them up to here to the point where you're saying, just so you know, anything you want. I have to deal with a lot of people anyway, but I want to make sure that you're completely comfortable. And I noticed a couple of times that your clients were, and you were trying to recommend, I can take care of everything. Just put that idea in their head so that they can act on it. If you don't give the information, guess what? They can't.